Welcome back. In this video, we will go over how to create a load in the second system, Aljex software. So there's two different systems we use. We use Sureway and we use Aljex. And what determines which system we use to create a load is dependent upon the customer that we're creating the load for. So some of our customers are under Sureway and others are under Aljex. But you will be advised of which system to use when you receive the information on creating the load via email. So this is the Aljex home screen. This is the link that you will use to pull it up. So make sure that you type this in, and you can also bookmark it by clicking this star, and you can save it under your bookmark bar. So you'll just hit the star. The name is Aljex login, and the folder needs to say bookmark bar so that it will show up on your bar here. Okay, so and then once you do that, you click done, and it will appear, it should appear here right on your bookmark. Okay, so this is it right here. If you don't want to bookmark it, then just make sure you write it down somewhere so that every morning that you prepare for work, you have this URL bar to get to this Aljex system. So from here, once we arrive, we're going to go down here to the login, and the login username is going to be kperson, and then the password is going to be kper2699. Very important. Make sure you write that down. Also, of course, make sure you write this down, and if you need to pause the video, do so. So that you can write this information down. So again, the username is kperson, and then the password is kper2699. Okay, so once we have entered that into the username and the password, we're going to click log in, and that is going to take us to our home screen. Okay, and so from here, the only thing important that we need to know in Aljex is how to create a load. Okay, and so if you're assigned a load that needs to be created, you're going to go to the shipments tab, and you're going to go to add shipment. Okay, once you click on that, it's going to bring you to the screen that allows us to build the load. Okay, so what's important to look at here is everything that's in yellow will need to be entered in. There's actually a few more things than that should be entered, but at bare minimum, to get the load to save, we have to have everything in yellow entered into the system. So from here, we can start with the customer. This doesn't have to be entered in any specific order, but just for the sake of demonstration, I will start here. Let's say, for example, the customer that one of our customers is Permacast. Okay, so let's say you get in an email, let's say create load customer Permacast pickup Permacast deliver construction site, Dallas, Texas 75211. Sorry, the pickup date will be 5/5. Delivery date will be 5/8. Okay. Oh, And let's say there's a PO number, a purchase order number. Okay. All right. So you'll receive this in an email if you need to create a load. And I'm sorry. And again, like I mentioned earlier, it'll tell you which system to create the load in. So create load in Aljex. Aljex. Customer is going to be Permacast. We're going to pick it up from Permacast on 5/5. If it has to be picked up at a certain time, that will be put in the email as well. And then the delivery is going to be 5/8/2019 to a construction site in Dallas, Texas, okay, with the purchase order number. So once you have that information, you're ready to create the load. The customer, as we see in the email, is Permacast. So we're just going to start typing the name, and it should automatically populate, okay? P-E-R, and here we go. It's already there. Permacast walls. So you don't even have to type it all the way in. Just start typing. It should come up. You're going to click it. And a lot of this information will be filled in for you automatically. Okay. So that's a pretty good thing. You don't, really good thing. You don't have to worry about typing everything. Some of it will automatically populate. Okay. So again, if we look at the information that will be sent via email, it's going to pick up at Permacast. So again, we're going to start typing that in. It should automatically populate. There we go. Permacast walls. Okay, so this information is already entered. And if you'll notice, I did not put the address on this email because we're using Aljex, and so it's going to automatically populate the address, not necessarily the delivery, but the address for sure should always be populated. Sometimes the delivery will be too. But if for some reason the address is not supplied in the email and you're typing in, creating the load, and the address does not populate, just shoot an email or a chat, send your manager a message in the chat saying, I need address for Permacast load or something, and we'll get it for you. Okay. So from here, you see everything has populated except for this yellow field here, which is the ready date. We're going to have to put in, we're going to have to put in the date for the pickup. We're under the pickup tab. It's asking for the ready date. So all we're going to do is go to our notes, and you'll see here that it is 5/5/2019. So you can either type that in or you can click on the calendar and select it. So of course today is 5/5, so 5/5/19. And then again, if there's a time in the email, you will enter it there. Okay. And then that's it. And then from here, the co-signee, this is the part we're going to have to enter on our own. Okay. So it is construction site. I'm sorry, I didn't put the actual address in there, but let's just pretend the address is in the email. It'll always be in the email for you. Okay. But let's just say construction site. I mean, this is not the one though. And so this, I'm glad this came up like that. So even though you see this word construction site here, you might think, oh, this is the one. I can just click on this. But you need to pay attention to the address, okay? Even though I didn't give an address on the notes, I did put Dallas, Texas. So we can look, I'm sorry, let me go back. We can look at this and see that this is going to Coffeyville, Alabama. This pre-populated address is in Coffeyville, Alabama, not in Dallas, Texas. So this is not the right one, okay? Make sure that you pay attention and match up the addresses, okay? If this is not the correct address, then you'll need to, and you don't see any other ones, you'll need to put it in on your own. So let's just make up an address. We'll put 123 somewhere. And okay, so 123 somewhere, and the address will be Dallas, Texas. Remember, if we go back to the notepad, you'll see Dallas, Texas, TX. Okay, so we're going to type Dallas, then you can pick the one, Dallas, Texas. So we got our yellow boxes entered. and the zip code was 75211. Okay, so now we have entered all of our address information for this customer. Okay, and from there we can go ahead and, oh, I'm sorry, one thing I left off. We need to also put in the rate, how much the load is paying. Okay, I left that off in the email. So let's just pretend rate, this pays $1,000. Okay, where we want to enter that information is over here in this section. So we're going to put that under the customer. We're going to go all the way over to the right to the LH rate, which is line haul rate, and put in $1,000. Okay, and then once we do that, then, oh, and I'm sorry, one more thing. We also, if you notice, there's two yellow boxes up here that need to be entered. The equipment and the weight, okay? And once again, I apologize. I did not include that in the email. The equipment will be flatbed or step deck. And of course, again, all this will be in your email. The weight will be 47K, which means 47,000. So if you ever see 47K or 57K, that just means thousand, okay? So equipment is going to be flatbed or step deck. So you can either type and it should come up, or you can just scroll through these until you find it, okay? Flatbed or step deck. And then for the weight, we want to put 47,000, okay? And then after that, we have completed our load. Oh, last thing, the PO number, very important. If there's a PO number, you need to put that inside of the notes, okay? So you will click in this box and you will put whatever the PO number is, which I'm just going to do a copy and paste. There you go. Now we have the PO number. So that completes everything that we need to save this load, guys. And so from here, we're going to go ahead and click save. And now this load has been saved. You'll know it's saved because you'll see a pro number, which is our order number for this load over here. Okay, so our order number is 210646. And then the other way you can make sure that it worked is that you can click home and see if the order is on our load board. So these are the pro numbers. Of course, all of them have been covered except for the one that we just created. So 210646 permacast walls. So this is the one that we just created, okay? And that will let you know that you have successfully created the order, okay? In the next training video, we will be going over how to follow up with carriers in the morning to make sure that they are going to be able to pick up their loads on time. Okay, at this time, you can go ahead and go on to the next video.